price action journal. No trades taken today. Remain patient and didn't see the confirms I wanted at my areas of interest. As you can see, we're still playing out this corrective phase on GJ. We did have stronger pushes to the upside yesterday, but that was corrected throughout Asian. Resistance was formed throughout Asian, and then we had a correction throughout London of most of this upside move, but also stronger rejections around the 154 500 area, just short of it. So as you can see, price action is not ideal at the minute. Sort of just yo-yoing and just struggling to have any real downside move during this correction. It's taking a lot of 4-hour candles and daily candles to move 200 pips. Obviously, I can all remember times where we had 100 pip moves in a day. Now mind 200 pip moves in weeks. So yeah, not ideal price action to be trading at the minute. But just have to remain patient and try and capture smaller entries in and out of the market, and not try and swing positions when you're in horrible market structure like this, in and out of the market ideally. So yeah, in terms of entries today, it was a reaction at 155 500, just short of it, but would have been a very aggressive sell entry. I would have never caught that. I was more maybe looking for buys at the retest of 155 200, but I decided not to take it. The first reason being we was bearish on the 15-minute, hourly, and the 30-minute time frame. We did respect 155 200, but I thought it was too much of an aggressive entry. I would like to see some support formed and a bit of an order block formed on the 15-minute or 30-minute. Also, we got the 30-minute candle opening up when we had the first tap of it, so I was quite cautious we could get a bottom wick down, a deeper rejection, a deeper pullback, and then form some sort of support over 155 200. So I wasn't comfortable taking an entry around the open of the 30-minute. So yeah, it would have worked out this time if I did take it. But as you can see, the price action is quite slow and choppy really, and it didn't even reach the next key level or the highs of Asia. This was just a pullback and a lower high for the downside move on GJ today. So in terms of this had probably been all these times there 10 to 10 on the new 4-hour candle. You do see a nice break and retest of this market structure. You see this bearish market structure forming, and you see that nice bullish exhaustion candle just underneath 155 200, and a break and retest. But with it being 5 minutes off the new 4-hour open, and it being notoriously a poorer time to trade, I would not have taken that trade, even though we have been seeing more recently decent moves from the 10 o'clock candle, from 10 o'clock candle opens. But I would have beared in mind that we could have easily got a 4-hourly wick up to going deeper and testing these areas of resistance over here. So I think if I took a trade 5 minutes before every 4-hour candle, if I did that 100 times, it probably wouldn't work out as many times as it did work out. So better off just avoiding those entry for long-term goals and thinking in the long term, really. So yeah, going on, carried on correcting, see potential. Well, it's nice to see the reactions though at the psychological levels, clearly reacting and respecting them in some ways. Between 10 and 11, I'm not really looking to take trades. Get to 12 o'clock here. Don't hold support above 154, 155. Couldn't hold support above it. 12 o'clock candle. No top wick. It just crashes down eventually. Tiny bullish exhaustion candles, and then a strong push down straight to the next key level. But again, maybe not the cleanest price action for me, to be honest. Even though we are in a corrective phase, I still don't feel too comfortable taking sales on VJ at the minute. I wouldn't have liked how there was no top wick on this 12 hourly candle, and just the general size of the candle bodies. You could have took safer sales at this point here, but you are quite away from the key level there. You're sort of in between both key levels. It's not an ideal entry where you'd want an ideal entry around 155 key level, really. But these candles there are too weak, in my opinion, to be taking any sell trades. But yeah, it's nice to see once we do get the closures below the minor support, and then these exhaustion candles. That's an indication that bears are in control. We get that strong push, heavy candle, closure below 154,800, and then a strong push down. This is a trend line I had done out previously. Does react quite well to it. Higher time frame trend line could be used on the daily and the 4 hour. And then from there, we get close to about 6 pips off 154,500, and then we start to see some of this bearish move to the downside throughout Asia and London. We start to see that get corrected. The first sign of it is these highs being breached and support forming above them. Corrective. And then now we're just in a nasty consolidation. This is a decent trade. New 130 candle. Close above, retest, and then we failed to close above. Probably could be getting stopped out at break even at this point. Not the cleanest price action. So it does look like it's going to retest these lows and entry point at that point. So maybe stopped out at break even once we fail to close above these highs. But eventually it does chop a bit, but it does start making higher highs, lower lows, and pushing up to the upside. Reacts to this low here, but again fails to get above it, and just chops slowly above it. And then once we do get back to 155, we just consolidate around it, really. We don't reach the 200 level. So yeah, quite indecisive price action on GJ at the minute. In terms of trades tomorrow, I think we have a lot of high impact news. So it's only on the we've got CPI, Consumer Price Index. Okay. Medium impact news. That could affect the pound 7 AM, give it some shots, and shut that window up for me. CPI data could give if we have some positive news, that could give maybe a bit of upside, stronger upside for the pound. But bearing in mind, on Thursday we do have. What are we doing now? I think interest rates might be next week. Well, how old is Carl? I've never heard that. Okay, yeah. So it's the interest rates next week. So maybe that'd be. What's up? Is that your car? Yeah. Fucking hell, I thought it was loud. What's that? He's the boss. Right. Car alarm problems. So, in terms of trades on GJ, we have OPEC next week and we have the official bank rates votes. Right, okay. Right, so we have a vote of, just to see what the Bank of England's opinion is on increasing or decreasing. Well, it would be increasing interest rates. See which members are in favour of increasing them, which would give the pound the strength if there was quite bullish on that idea. So maybe we're going to see consolidating markets until that news event comes out, with a lot of investors just sitting on the sidelines until they find out this high impact fundamental news. So, yep, I wouldn't be surprised if we did see some further consolidating markets. In terms of trade ideas, just getting a bit messy this now. In terms of trade ideas, really safe buys are above 155, 500 now, really, or above 155, 200 with nice bullish confirms and price action above it, testing these highs here, and if we can extend the buys to 155, 200. My idea with taking entries above 155, 200 is that we'd be trading above this rejection area here, psychological level, and we'd also be printing another high and maybe starting to come out with this corrective structure. But yeah, we are starting to. We have printed a higher high in recent market structure and a higher low. So we could, if we do get above this higher, it would indicate maybe breaking out of this corrective phase and testing these highs there. But in terms of trading above 156, maybe we wouldn't get that upside move until catalysts such as interest rate, votes, and further optimism in the pound, or the strength of the pound. So that's all I see on GJ because it's pretty dog shit at the minute. In terms of gold, we have had nice closure above 1852. I say a nice closure. The 4 hour respected it, but quite a strong bearish candle. But we have had this new 4 hour just correct. Look at that on the dot. Wow. Wick down below it, close above, retest. Nice reactions to these key levels. That looks a nice entry to me. 15-minute closing above it, wick down, bottom of the order block, extend the buys if you close above here, stops at break even at this point, pushes above it, retests, nice corrective structure. Probably going to go on and test these highs there and grab liquidity from there now, you'd imagine. So yeah, in terms of gold buys, I like how we reacted strongly off these daily levels around here. I like how we respected 1852 and 1855 again, and maybe this is the liquidity down. Maybe that was the maybe that was the liquidity push down and grabbing buy side liquidity for the big fundamental news. Oh, for fuck's sake. So the fundamental news on USD tomorrow with FOMC and federal fund rates and FOMC press conference. All these are high news and fundamental. All this high impact fundamental news could give the dollar that continued weakness, and also give gold the upside move and flip this weekly candle. I'll be part of this weekly candle upside move, similar to this candle here on May 21st. So yeah, obviously still very bullish on gold until we start getting daily closes below this level there really now, and daily closes below here as well, and then support being, and then resistance being formed below it. That would indicate to me that we are going down to the lows of 1815. But yeah, this could be a double bottom scenario here. I would take entries above these wick projections there to the left at 187 here. I've got this white line marked up here. I would be willing to take trades above there to hopefully 1876. Also, I would be interested in more aggressive buys at 1855 and 1852 if we do get the confirms and rejections there. I would be willing to take. either double bottom entries or price action like this, where you can be more aggressive. I've realised more recently you can be more aggressive if you want to, and you can also have a tiny stop loss with it being so aggressive. Obviously, if I entered here and this candle was engulfed completely, I wouldn't want to be in the trade anyway. So if you are going aggressive, sometimes you can just afford to have a tiny stop loss, because you only need, if you get what I mean, I'd only need a tiny stop loss, so it's okay having a more aggressive trade because I'd only be losing a small amount of pips if I was using set lot sizes. So yeah, either pull back entries, get a nice continued throughout, as long as we get daily candle respecting these areas again, and it would be nice to see a continued upside push or consolidated around here, and then a daily pullback throughout London to these now sensitive price areas and key levels, and then if we've seen the price confirms similar to here and here on the 1 minute around my entry times of London, between 7, 8, 9, or pre-New York 12 at 1. But I'll not be able to look at the charts that much tomorrow as I'll be working, so I'd have to be quite lucky to catch an entry. But we'll have alerts at these price levels, and yep, I will have alerts at these price levels, and I will try and watch them if I do have the time to. Also, if I was able to trade above 1870 and form some nice market structure, a bullish market structure, we will have these cleaner candles to the left. As you can see, once price has got above these levels before in recent price action, we've had clean moves to the upside or downside. So I see this as a clear traffic area, which I could take advantage of with plenty of pips in between the next key level, around 50 pips. So perfect range for a scalper, really. And you will be able to scale them buys as well. Well, if you get the confirmed, scale those buys, because we have realistically got areas to the left there where it could have come up to retest, and if you get above these areas of resistance and support, and you would imagine trading back up to these highs there at 1901. But very ambitious price targets. I'd happy to get above these sensitive price areas to the left, break out of this consolidation, and take trades above it to 1876. That makes more sense to me. Or more aggressive trades around these sensitive rejection areas and key levels if we get the price confirms. And that's pretty much everything.